We'll see how this goes. Alright, so we're gonna go to Monmouth. Oh, sorry, from Monmouth to Atlantic City. Let's make sure everything's programmed correctly. I'm playing 2020 because for some reason the GPS doesn't work on 2024. I don't know why, but I want to fly this route. It's already got that punched in for me. We're going to go to the ILS 31. Stev. Yeah, we'll turn that on. Bones will be 264. Completely looking away and not following that. Alright, 270 will do. Alright, frequency 109.1. That is correct. We'll actually just activate it since we're not actually talking to ATC today. We will hit direct when we get in airborne. To Stev, we need to get up to 2,000 feet. So we'll do that. Definitely not flying IFR today. Or VFR today. You can hear the rain going on. Alright. Runway heading. Turn this up to 74. It's too much. There we go. That should be everything we'll need. Just hold heading for now. Turn the flight plan off. We'll set that up once we get in the air. Now, I know there's standard procedures and all that stuff, but we're not practicing that today. Alright. Mixture set. Preheat all the lights. Fuel pump on. Alright. These are brakes. Alright. Today's just the approaches that we're testing out. Don't necessarily like these controls, but hey, it is what it is. Try to keep center line. Airspeed's alive. Looking for 55. Control is a little sensitive, so I don't want to pull it back too far. 76. To our first waypoint. Nav mode. A little bumpy. Keep our nose down to keep our speed up. A little light coming up. Turn on autopilot for now. We don't need to do any more. And it will do all the work for us. Heading. Hey, getting above the layer. That's pretty good. Power a little bit. Speed up a little bit first. Clean the mixture. Get a little bit more out of it. Yep, all right, that sounds about the right distance worth. All right, so let's take a look. We know we're going to be doing the ILS 3-1. We're going to go to STEV. We're going to be at 2,000 or higher. We'll be doing a teardrop. We'll be coming from around here. Probably. Realize it's parallel that we're doing, actually. Sorry. I was thinking we're coming from here. That's what I was doing earlier. So we're going to do parallel. We'll fly down here for about a minute, and then we'll do a left turn back in. As we go back in, we can go to Christie. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not too sure. That's where we'll get our glide slope. 1,700 feet. Follow it down to Mr. Approach is climbing to 500, then a right turn 2,000 to the seats intersection. So that's GPS. So we'll follow GPS for that. I'm sure we could use VOR, but if you have GPS, you can use it. I'm not too sure how long this will take, but hey, we got a little bit of a flight for us. It says 23 minutes, okay. Prepping this. Probably save some time and just go to Christie. I want to do the full thing. For now. You know what? Since we got time, I will do a climb to 4,000 feet. Technically, we're going east, so it should be 5,000. Let's just do that. I don't know, sometimes this game looks better than 2024. I don't know why. Granted, the buildings in the new game looks better, but I think the clouds look better in this game. Maybe I just have the wrong settings, but I don't know. But I have a problem with the GPS in the new game where if I were to put Stev in there as the initial approach fix, I just get 0, and then the whole thing just goes north. I keep trying to fix it, but it just never fixes, so I'm not going to fight it. So we'll climb to 5,000 feet. Probably do our descent probably around here, because I mean obviously our top of descent's going to come down closer, but we'll be fine. So I would get the weather and everything early ahead. I'll put in the VOR for ACY, which is 117.15. Let's try that again. There we go. 1,000 feet to go. Now, we're not actually going to be doing the missed approaches. I would like to just get as many approaches in general in. So, but what we will do is we'll follow it, and then we'll intercept the VOR, and then we'll fly it outbound for a little bit. But if we were to continue it, we'll get the Smiths. It's just like our entry right here. It's going to be parallel, so we'll go down this for a little bit, about a minute. Then just go back around, intercept it, do our wind corrections if we have to, and then we just follow right-hand turns. I know this looks very interesting, but we'll just keep clear these annotations. Just keep it simple. All right. Get our speed up a bit, and then we'll bring back power. 75. Mess with the mixture a little bit more. About 50% on the mixture. Sorry. Turn the fuel pump off for now. Forgot to do that. That's why we have checklists. I don't really have one for this plane, and I don't feel like looking at it, so I don't want to confuse myself when I fly my actual Pipers. I do have one, but it's just not a glass cockpit in this game. Finding G3X is pretty cool. Funny enough, our top of descent is right over where Snitz is. Just right above the Claires. I've yet to do this in real life yet, though. I want to. We got close to it the other day, but it was still actually what do you call it? MVM. And VFR, sorry. I'm having a brain fart today. But I'd like to see this one day. Granted, this would probably be bumpy beyond belief. But hey. Be fun. Fair, I think we might be on the border of what would constitute just parallel to be safe. Tactically, I think we can get away with a teardrop. It's usually on this side. If we fly out this way, we can give it direct. But I mean, if we were a little bit more east, we could definitely. Weird that you can do this, but there's no point in this. I'd go a little higher, but we're already close to our top of descent. They can't see shit. Set this up, put on DME. A little bit too far for that, but should come in. Now it'll come in if I switch to this one. Eventually. Keep it on the 109.1. Plug our correct altitude now too. Anticipation to go down. Reality, though, I'd probably go up a little bit, 500 feet, get permission. Just to avoid these, but this is actually one of the destinations I'm going to is Atlantic City for one of my cross countries. There's our DME. I think we can start doing a slow descent. Do about 300 feet per minute. Just went offline. Hey, there we go. I don't think it knows where I am though. Airport I was trying to go for. Procedures, approaches. LS3 approach plate open. Got about a 5-degree wind correction. checklist too. But 1,000 to go. We'll be there in time. Yeah, we'll be there in around 2 minutes left before we even get to the point, so that's good. IFR TME is about the same distance we will be once we actually get to the point. So if we're doing an arc, we're within that circular radius. So, I mean, it's going to go down now because we're cutting into it, but we do got water. We got visuals of the land, so that's good. To go. We get to Steve. I'm gonna call it Steve because I have a lizard named Steve. We'll do a leveling off. Going to add a little bit more power to keep our speed up. I did not mean to whack the mic there. I gotta move my mouse, that's why. Alright, so we'll get Steve and then we'll do a left-hand turn. Do the parallel. I don't know if the GPS is programmed for that, but we'll keep an eye on it. Then we could check actually. Let's go over here. It looks like it's doing a parallel. Yeah. Form of it, at least. So just let the GPS do its thing. Do have reference to the ocean at least. Game hicked up there. And we do have reference to the ground, so that's good. Purpose of this trip is we're going to the casino to gamble. Got the money to fly this plane, might as well gamble it away, right? Altitude is 1,700. Get that plugged in. That'll be after we pass Steve. Now, I know this G1000 will automatically switch to the VOR. My plane does not, so I might switch it earlier. It's really just a click of the CDI button. Looks pretty good over here. .4 and we'll do a turn. sure they'll start the timer already. They count the turn on the GPS as part of the time. But I would start it now. I got one right here on that side. Function timer start. Minus 10 seconds. But it's going to do the turn way beforehand. But if I wasn't using a GPS, I would do that. And now it's going to do the turn now. Yeah, that was only like 15 seconds on my timer, so we'd be going further out than necessarily needed to. But it is what it is. Start slowing down. The reason why I'm doing this one is because I've never actually done a ILS that low before. It's going to be interesting. There's the runway in sight. Let's get our speed up a little bit. Once we pass Steve, we'll go down to 1700, capture the glide slope. We'll just hold 90 knots for Class A. Intercept on the line, turn right, inbound. May not actually be the runway. That could be something else. I think that is something else. I don't know what it is though. It is. I believe that's municipal. So that's actually kind of good that we caught that on. Alright, we are past Steve, so we can go down. Slow our speed down a little bit, actually. We'll actually cut a lot of the throttle out. Let's focus on keeping our speed. Switch this to the green needles, the VOR. We're going to be looking for the glide slope to come in. Glide slope once it's coming in right now, actually, it looks like. No, it's not. I thought it was for a sec, but it's not. Once it comes in, we can follow that down to our DA. Get our speed in a little bit more. Since we're cooling off, we'll need a lot more speed. Can see the ground though, so that's good. Missed approach heading, which will be 130. Let's just set up so we can set just 130 until we intercept do our pre-landing checklist. Mixture's full, fuel pump on, P-heat's on. Landing lights and everything are on. Now, the GPS does have a missed approach point. We may have to use direct SMIT. I'm not an expert with the G1000, but I know it enough to be dangerous. Holding 90 knots, glide slope came in. Set this up for approach mode. So we capture that. It's grayed out, but once it captures it, it will follow it down. Alright, 1 dot. First notch of flaps. 2 miles. Prepared. Final approach fix. 6.7 on the DME. Across the point. Glide slope has been captured. Follow it down. Start reducing speed a little bit. Power bar, sorry. Set this to 500. 500. It'll be the first missed approach altitude, and then up to 2,000. I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm just gonna set it to 2,000. I can read 500. Getting a little fast. Lower the speed a little bit. Still don't have the runway in sight. On the chart, but it's an international one, so I'm assuming it does. Should have read that, but oh well. We're learning. 1,000 to go. Have REI out. And happy. Choppy. Keep a little higher speed. $500 to go. Getting some ground reference. Believe we have the runway in sight, but we'll hold off. Yep, I got the runway in sight. Don't have the full picture yet. Speed's a little low, so let's add power. Oh yeah, there's a storm just blowing right over it. Haven't made the DA yet. I'm getting a full picture of the environment. 2 red, 2 white. We're good. Right, approaching minimums. Hold off here. We're not going to commit to this because the runway just disappeared, so we're going to go missed. Climb to 500. some reason my yoke doesn't want to flip to it. Once we're at 500, we'll do a right turn, 280. $2,000. Switch to that. A little bumpy. Yeah, my yoke keeps sticking, so I don't really have control over that, but... GPS capture it. Only because I'm feeling a little lazy. Alright, so let's do another one. Let me just go to municipal. Not really a good idea, but we'll fly in this direction for a little bit. 2,000, so we'll lower our speed a little bit. We'll continue going towards that area to do our hold, but I don't plan on doing a hold. Let's see. Plate. Do the RNAV 20 at Atlantic Municipal. So we'll climb to 4,000 for this one. Flight level change. 6 knots, full power. All right, change our flight plan. So we're going to direct to. Oh. Okay. AIO. Now. KIA shows up for Planet. That's Alliance. I noticed this earlier. I don't know if this has the updated one. Okay, it does say Atlantic Municipal. We'll activate that. GPS will take us there. We'll get the procedure in already. Select the approach. We're going to do the RNAV 20 LPV. And we're going to go to Vacuuk, I don't know. We will put our minimums in. Minimums will be LPV 1,447. Big difference. 1,447. So specific. We'll do 1,450. All right. Let's take a look at our other map. Just to see what we're doing. Oh, is this doing the same thing? That's a long time, actually. I might not do that just to get there. Probably go straight to this one. That doesn't sound right to me. So let's do that. Yeah, see, the distance is a little off. I'm wondering. Oh, you know what? I have Atlantic, Iowa. This is the thing that I was telling you about. It was wrong. Looking at the chart wrong. All right, we'll fly this way anyways for now. I'll show you. So that I want municipal to show up. Call if I go on my other tablet. Go to Ocean City, Municipal. We'll probably do that one. I got our 6. So we'll do 26 November. Plan on going there anyways. In real life at some point. Ocean City. Okay. See if Navigraph has it. So 26. We'll do this one instead. Procedure selected approach. GPS 6. It's a little different. See, that's where it didn't make sense to me, because we're near the ocean, so why would it be at 1,000 feet? Granted, it can be that high at certain points, but 680. Give ourselves 10 feet buffer. All right, and we'll follow that. And okay, so let's break the plate. That's what we have. Ocean City Municipal open up the GPS 6. Check the date. It's good. We're coming from the north, I believe. So we're going to go straight down to here. Do a teardrop entry. Down into here. And bring Rigo. 1,700 feet. NDA, so we'll cruise at 680. See the runway. We'll go missed once we reach the runway. Missed approach is a right turn to 2000, direct back to the SIE VOR and hold. Probably just use the GPS since we will be crossing that missed. But we'll put it in anyway. So let's see here. 114.8. In SIE, perfect. 23 nautical miles. If we just click on heading, we can switch to that to get there directly. Over it, so hopefully they kind of match up. Not necessarily, but it's fine. All right, so we're at 4,000 feet. We'll have to go down to 2,000 feet, but we will do that shortly. I guess we'll zoom in here a little bit. Yeah. Oh shit. There's a jet right there. Well, we're gonna feel his turbulence maybe. If we were a little bit lower, we definitely would. Yeah, this is actually the first time I put traffic on in the game. I usually turn it off. I had that blocked for you guys. I'm sorry. All right, but we are coming in on the map here, so we'll be on this side. Not on the protected side, so we'll do a teardrop entry. Back to the map. We'll stay at 4,000 feet for now. About, I don't know, about 5 minutes, we'll do our descent. Keep our speed up. I want to get there fast. So even in the air, you can make mistakes and put in the wrong one. I was saying 900 miles. That's a long time. Alright, we'll fly here. Just gotta put my lizard away. It's a bit too cold in here for her, so I'll be right back. Okay. Alright, let's set our altitude to 2,000 feet. I know I could use the 1,000-footer once, but we'll do a vertical speed change right now. We'll do about 500 feet per minute. Lower our speed a little bit. Bring in a little bit of mixture. Should take us about 4 minutes to get down to our desired altitude. We'll fly 2 minutes at 2,000 feet. Intercept the SIE VOR. So this is not an LPV, to my knowledge, so we don't have vertical guidance. We shouldn't have vertical guidance. We're just holding our altitudes. You see a little bit of the ground at least. Back at home. I don't live in Jersey anymore, so obviously we get the weather. Always going to keep doing something as we're flying. No relaxing. Especially in weather like this, you never know. So you always want to be prepared. Runway should be off to our left somewhere over here, but you never know. I may have forgotten to do something. I thought I hit the button, though. My flaps didn't go up. But hey, I know I did it. I guess it didn't trigger, because if I was looking around and pressing the button, it probably didn't trigger it. My bad. That'll get us our speed up, though. $100 to go. Necessarily need our P heat on, but could use the VOR, but this is a GPS approach, so that's what we're going to keep using. It's always good to check, though, because like we're 5.7, 5.7 now, so they're pretty close. Could technically go... Yeah, but back there is where it's worse. It's like there's a sun ray right here. $5 miles, and then we'll do the teardrop entry. I will say, if I wanted to be safe, I would have been at 2,100 or higher because of this right here. I think you can see it, but the MSA, oops. But we can see reference to the ground, so we'll count that. All right, 1.5 miles to go. Once we cross over the VOR, we'll do our teardrop entry, usually 30 degrees from the inbound, or outbound, sorry. But we're already pretty much in that angle. Forgot to put on nav. Oops. That would have been a problem. This heading for a minute, and then we'll do a right turn to enter and intercept SIE VOR. Cannot descend yet. Until we pass the SIE VOR. Coming up to 40 seconds on my timer. About a minute there, good. So what is it? Every 1,000 feet you give a mile, so we're 2,000 feet, 2 miles. Now these don't have runway light identifiers. This just has PAPI, so an even better chance of not being able to see it and going missed. Alright, we're inbound. Wait until we pass the VOR. Might as well show this real quick. Here's our track so far. Looks pretty good. Everything is pretty accurate. Did go from there. So. All right. Just past the VOR. Cleared down to 1,700 to Brigo. Slow it down a bit. Do our descent checklist too. Everything is good. Get our speed down to 90. have all of our checklists done before 2 miles. Excuse me. Now, our runway is going to be somewhere over here because we got to turn after Brigo. Brigo, I don't know. Pretty much have all of our checklists complete already. I kind of like it like this. This looks pretty good. Actually, that's kind of what it looks like for me. And we are going a bit fast, but we can slow it down a bit. We'll also put on our first notch. 2 miles from the final fixed approach point. Final approach fix. Gotta get that right. Get our next altitude. 700 feet. I'm just going to fly at autopilot. That's going to be 20 feet above the MDA. We can probably hand fly it down a little bit more, but we're going to be turning to a heading of 060 for runway 6 at this point. Turn right now. All right, we're cleared down. To our MDA of 700 feet. If I can land this one, I probably will. little bit more. Save 600 feet. Speed was climbing. Alright, conditions are getting worse. It's like just one cloud. Might be good. 2 miles. We do have the runway in sight, I think. Hold 700 feet. I think we do have the runway in sight, so we're going to disconnect the autopilot. Hold 700 for now. And yeah, we'll take this one in. Probably get our second notch of flaps in. I can't be that close. Oh boy. Really trim this down. 1 dot in. I really don't like manually flying with this yoke. Idle out. Alright, we'll hold this. Follow this in. Keep our point. Got a little bit of power. A little low. We'll hold up a little bit. A little bit of a crosswind. Tailwind, actually. Runway made. A little fast, but I think we got enough runway. Definitely coming in fast. And touchdown. Minimal braking. We don't want to skid off the runway. We'll do full aerodynamic braking. Hey, that was a pretty good landing too, considering I don't like this yoke. Taxi off. Water looks good in this game, I think. Let's get on the yellow line. You know, we'll just park here. I don't think I can park here, but I don't really care. Stop here. All right. Kill the engine. Cool. All right. Well, I think I'm going to be done here, folks. It was fun playing. Definitely some mistakes, but hey, you learn from them. And also, I'm not taking it too serious. Just the procedures I want to get down. Let's turn these off. There we go. All right. Have a good one, guys.